And thanks you for joining us on PM Express. Tonight, a big conversation about a subject that we've talked about a lot. It's not gone away. But something that happened very recently has brought it back to the front burner of national discussion. It's about ex-gratia. We need to ask the question tonight, is it time to scrap it? We'll get to that question very shortly. Why are we asking this? Because you know him. This is Toby Afede. He's done something that many haven't done before him. He's the only person I know on record, at least publicly, who took ex-gratia and says, I'm returning it. I don't want it. Why? Because he served as a Council of State member between 2017 and 2020. When he finished, they gave him 365,000 Ghana cedis as ex-gratia. Ex-gratia means thank you very much for your service. They give him that, and then he goes away. But he says, I simply, in good conscience, cannot accept this money. Why? Because I was paid a monthly salary whilst I was serving as a Council of State member. I'm pretty sure his SNIT dues were also paid. His SNIT contributions were also paid. And so what's the point of an ex-gratia payment to me to say thank you? Because you paid me. If you wanted to thank me for anything, taxpayers, it's reflected in the salaries you give me. So why are you giving me additional thank you because I've served you for 4 years and I'm going away? Those were the key questions that he had asked, or you ask yourself when you read his statement that he issued to clarifying this. But he said something else that was important to me that I want to highlight. He also made the point that paying him 365,000 for a part-time job, which is what the Council of State work is, and that's how he described a part-time job. He just says, in good conscience, I can't accept it. So on the back of this, it sparked a conversation. And this is happening at the right time because the economy is in dire straits. So he's thrown a bit of a challenge that we'll need to get in. So if he can return it, then really those who benefit, Article 71 office holders, here are they can do without it. The question is, so why do we still continue giving them? So that's, if you look at Article 71 office holders, the scratch your back that you've heard a lot, it plays out in the constitutional provision. The salary is determined by the president. The president determines the salaries of all these, including the speaker and deputy members of the parliament, the district assemblies. He determines all their salary. The executive does that. The chief justice, etc. And then you come to, and this, by the way, also includes the salaries that the Council of State, etc. also get. Salaries determined by the Parliament. Parliament will determine the President, the Vice President, the Chairman, and other members of the Council of State. And that's important because that's a conversation we're having partly because it was started by a former Council of State member and Ministers of State and deputies. So let's track what the latest salaries are of the members on Article 71 office holders. The President is taking home 47,277 cedis a month as salary. And I believe that is not affected by tax. So this is what the President takes home. Vice President is on 39,000, right? The Council of State member, as in Toby Afede when he was there, was taking 36,000, right? That's the last review. So 36,266. The thing about this is when your ex-gratia, and I'll get some clarity on this, I believe it's calculated, based on your salary. So if you are 47,000, that means you're going to take home a big package to say thank you when you go. He got 36,000, it computed for him when he was leaving, coming down to 366,000. And if you look at the ex-gratia over the period, so when the president served 4 years, the president in his first term, he's entitled to 659,000 ex-gratia. And there was an announcement recently that the president says he's also returning this. He's also returned this to the public church. So the president has also done this before, after he had served the first term, because he's entitled to it. The vice president obviously also is entitled to 500,000 cedis because of the ex-gratia. The speaker, the former speaker who left, will have taken home 488,000 cedis. The members of parliament who served in that first term of the MPP administration, the last 4 years between 2017 and 2020, should take home 390,768 CDs as ex-gratia for their work, thanking them for it. But Togbe Afede says, why are you giving me 366? I've done my work, you paid me salary, that's enough. So he's returned it. I know he's been accused of, being propagandist with this and trying to score political points with it. We'll come to that shortly, but I want to have a conversation about ex-gratia as a concept, whether it's time to take a second look at it, whether we need it or we should keep it, scrap it. Now, I want us to look at the Council of State salary over the years, and we track this. In 2017, a Council of State member for a part-time job was taking 19,734. This will be something that the public sector workers who were here yesterday talking about their salaries will look at it and say, yeah, really? But the Constitution, as I've explained, provides a mechanism for determining their salary, and we know the committees that have been set up go into looking at scientific ways to determine how much they earn. And they've determined that in 2018, they were deserving of 21,000 salary, and then 2019, 23,000 salary, 2020, 26,000 salary. So that's what they are still on right now. This should be reviewed pretty soon, 26,000, and you can expect that will go up. Now, if you look at the remuneration, Council of State member, one person, in 2017, just salaries for the year, that will be 236,000. This is important because of Togbe Afede's point. Togbe Afede says, the whole of 2017, you paid me 236,000. He's talking about taxpayers paid him that. 2018, you gave him 260,000. For the whole 4 years I was there, I took a salary combined total of 1.1 million CDs, right? That's what per person, that's what he took. He says, this is enough for my service. I don't need anything more. If you put all together, all the Council of State members, for the 4 years they were there, is 12 million, 12.1 million. Some say, but that is really small compared to the time they were in office, right? But that's, in an economy like Ghana, many have said is a big amount of money. If you multiply it with all Article 71 office, this is going to be big. So if you put all this together, the total salaries between the 4 years, as I've said, is 12.1 million. The total ex-gratia that was paid to all the Council of State members came down to 4 million. And if you do the total ex-gratia plus salary that all the Council of State members took for the entire 4 years, all came down to 16 million cedis. That is what the burden on our coffers, on the taxes that we pay. This is the total amount that they've taken there. So now that you understand the picture and you understand Togbe Afede's concern with earning ex-gratia, is it something that we can afford, or is it time to scrap it?